and welcome to M&AAnalyst.com. In this short lecture, we are going to cover a common brainy investment banking interview question, windowless room with 3 light bulbs. So let's start by explaining the question. So let's assume that there is a windowless room, room number 1, here on the left-hand side, which has 3 different light bulbs. And all these light bulbs are off at the moment. And you are in another room with 3 different switches, each controlling one of these light bulbs in room number 1. You can enter room number 1 only once. So how can you decide which switch controls which light bulbs? So let's take a moment here. You can pause the video and try to solve it by yourself. All right, let's move on. So what you need to do is you need to turn on 2 different switches. Doesn't really matter which ones. Let's say switch number 1 and 2. So these 2 are on right now. And we leave them on for a while. Then we turn off one of the switches, let's say switch number 2. And then we can leave this room, room number 2, and go to room number 1. So what happened? We switched these 2 on for a while, and then we switched this off. So we should have only one light bulb that is still lit here. The light bulb that is lit is controlled by switch number 1, which is still on. So we figured out that switch number 1 controls the light bulb that is still on. Let's say that is bulb number 3. So we only have 2 light bulbs now, bulb number 1 and bulb number 2. We now are going to touch both of these light bulbs, or one of them, doesn't really matter. So the warm one is controlled by switch number 2 because we left it on for a while. It should be warm. And the other one, the cold and off one, is controlled by switch number 3, which we didn't touch at all. Let's say bulb number 2 is still warm, which means that bulb number 2 is controlled by switch number 2 and bulb number 1 is controlled by switch number 3. Yes, that is all for windowless room with 3 light bulbs question.